The most diverse internet radio station on the globe. KERB. KERBonline.live. The most diverse internet radio station on the globe. KERB. KERBonline.live.
All right, it's Jess and Jess Talks. And so we're live on KERB, and this is episode 5. We're talking about mental health and the view from single fathers. And so we have a special guest today, Mr. AV713. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fine, Jess. How you doing?
I am doing well. So, how long have you been a single for?
Don't quote me, so this might sound a little messed up, but I think I got Avion in 5 months, and she's 14 years old now.
Okay, so.
Maybe a little, but we're gonna say 5 months. Maybe it was 4, but 5. So whatever that time frame is, I'm not the best with math.
Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. So, in your experience, from the view, have you ever heard like people talk about being single mothers, and you feel like it's just as hard for you as a single father, or you feel like you can't really compare the two?
Well, every situation is different, but I think being a single father, I can't speak from a woman's point of view being a single mother, but I can speak from being a single parent. So, as being a father to a daughter, I think it's a little bit more challenging because the emotions women pack, and especially a little girl, the emotions and the up, and even though boys go through our stages, I just think it's a little bit more difficult. Because I know even with single mothers and with their girls, you know, the emotions get to going up on both ends. So I just think it's a little bit, just from my point of view, I can't speak on the woman's side. From my point of view, I just think it's a little bit more challenging as a man.
Okay.
Black man, I'm not gonna even just say a man, it's a black man.
Okay, so you saying something black man. So what about that to you speaks volume, being a black single parent?
Well, I can't speak on this experience because my dad was in my life. But I do have uncles that weren't in their kids' life. I do have cousins that don't have daddies in their life. So I don't know what happened, but I felt like as a black man in the night, and I was young, so the narrative was we don't take care of our children.
Right.
Okay, well, that probably was the narrative, and I got facts to prove that is probably the case in certain scenarios.
Right.
But I don't think, I think times are changing, and so being black and not owning but having full custody of a child is more of a more common thing than what it used to be.
Okay.
You know?
And so why you think that's so?
For the women's perspective has changed. And I'm not gonna blame on nobody, but time frames and women just feel like this independent shit. And you need some, I don't care about, y'all might not work it out, but it's still a way to co-parent. It's still a way to coexist. It's still a way, the father is kind of downplayed.
Okay.
He's a very strong figure. I'm not taking away from the mother at all. Because she's a nurturer. She carried the child for 9 months. It's the reason why she's a mother. But the daddy plays especially in the black community, the daddy plays a very strong role. Because a lot of reasons why our sisters act the way they act is because that daddy wasn't there doing corrective action.
Okay.
So that's why it's important. It's no knock on the woman. It's just sometimes as a man you can see. I'm gonna give you an example. We see ladies all the time. I see ladies all the time, right? Nice looking ladies.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got to put that in perspective. Do you want that nice looking? Because when you bring around, you want to be selective. You bring around your children. Do you want that nice lady in the same light as your daughter?
Right.
If she looking damn good in the club right now, damn, do I want this? Do I want that to be my daughter 10 years from now? So I guess that's the best way I could.
Okay. And what you said is important though, because everything is a learned action. Like we do things because we either saw it, we heard it, we grew up around it. Because some people, they're not raised that way at all.
Exactly.
You know, but their friends be doing stuff, or they'll go spend the night at their friend's house, and these things will be happening in front of them, and so boom, now they out here thotting around.
And not today, like you say, not today, but if what's the saying? Each one teach one. So, if you don't, and then sometimes these people don't know.
Yeah.
You may be doing something wild, but at the end of the day, because I can speak on that. Sometimes I had some stages, but you know, sometimes you can be doing stuff, but that's where the parent come in.
Right.
On that corrective that, because you're not gonna. It's the reason your mom and dad have been living 60, 70 years, 50 years, however long. You know, nothing new under the sun. So what you seeing, you can't see what they see.
Right.
So when they jump in, you know, they trying to correct some actions that they probably fucked around and did too.
Yeah.
So they trying to not let you make the same mistakes they made.
Okay. I respect it and I understand that. So, in your opinion, and this is your opinion, not what you see in the world or whatever, but in your opinion, do you feel like what you have seen young ladies or young men do is based on them not having a father around?
No, it's a combination of everything. We living in a whole messed up world right now. A whole agenda's being pushed. You trying to feminize it, man, and you making what's right. You pushing an agenda, what's wrong, what's right. So it's a combination of like a whole society we in right now.
Right.
But niggas like me, I'm the bad guy because I know what right is. So I'm gonna be singled out like I'm not sensitive to the worldly ways. I'm not, because I know what's right, what's wrong. So and I'm gonna raise my child like that. And she'll see the difference as she get older when she sees some of her friends veer off and do some shit that daddy warned me about. I didn't see it then, but daddy warned me about this. So it's not. I think it's just a combination of the world we live in right now, because we got so many negative agendas being pushed, and it's being pushed on these children. But if you can identify that, that's your job to correct it. Right. Don't use it as an excuse, because I know it too, but that don't mean they be gonna get away with the shit. She's gonna try it, but it's up to me to correct it.
Okay. And so, do you feel like, because I remember when I interviewed you so much back, you said she plays sports.
Yeah.
And so do you feel like that's important, keeping them engaged and involved in something?
Sports is important, period. It's important. It teaches you more. See, sports is more important. See, I think we go wrong. You want your child to go out there and be the top or be what you was. I didn't put AV in there. Now, the fact that it's a bonus, she's good at what she does, cool. But I put it in there because sports teaches you more about life.
Yeah.
When it's time to shut down, it keeps you mental toughness, mind over matter. It teaches you. Sports is bigger than sports, because it makes any sense.
Right.
It teaches you how to be diplomatic. It teaches you how to deal with different forms of life, how to deal with different people, how to deal with different situations when they come at you.
Right.
And it teaches you how to keep going. You know, because it's gonna be some time in sports, man. It's called quitting. That's not an option. It's gonna be some time in sports when your body aches.
Right.
But you still got to get the task done. So I think in my situation, sports was needed because I wanted to show her, you know, it's good for me, and I don't want to keep woofing at her, but at the end of the day, sports is teaching you, and it's paying off now. It's where she can't see it now. When she was young, it's paying off for her to where she know how to deal with situations. And I see it. She don't see it, but I can see how she can deal with the situation because she's in sports.
Because, like you said, it's mental. It's all mental.
It's mental.
Yeah.
It's mental. It's really. That's why I feel like kids should be in sport. Even if you don't want to play in a certain sport, have them in something structured. Right. No, so that's my thing.
So what do you think about? Do you think you would parent your child differently if it was a boy?
I think yeah, because boys are a different challenge, especially for. I mean, I can speak it from this point of view, from me, a son to my daddy.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little different, be a little rougher. I mean, it just depends, because the boy's gonna try. We're gonna go through our rebellion stuff, and he's gonna try. So, and two alphas can't live in one house. Right. Daddy always gonna be the alpha. But my strategy probably wouldn't. Yeah, I'd be a lot tougher. Hell yeah! Now that you got me talking, I'd be a lot tougher because the agenda being pushed on these men.
Yeah.
The agenda being pushed on these men, I wouldn't let my son see. I'd be a lot tougher. I would probably be a little bit overbearing because right and right is wrong, and they are attacking the black man.
Right.
So, yeah, I would be a little tougher.
So you say attacking. Well, what do you consider attacking?
I mean, they trying to defeminize us. They show what they want you to see. They see it's not enough showing of the niggas doing the right thing, raising their children, but it's enough. I can pull up my phone, I can see a shootout. They see, or I can pull up my phone, I can see a transgender. Or I can pull up my phone, I can see some gay shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Openly, as to where ain't nothing new under the sun. This shit was ducked out back in the day. Now it's pushed to where it's cool to do it. No, mother, it's not cool. It's not. Nope, not whatsoever.
So do you feel like they're trying to force a different view on the kids now?
Yeah, all day long. I mean, it goes to, you gotta think about it. China TikTok is different from America's TikTok.
Right. Yeah.
So that answers that to me right there. And a lot of consumers on TikTok ain't gonna be the ones in our age group, they're gonna be the ones, our children, youngers. So, yeah, they pushing a whole narrative out here.
Okay. And so, when she was younger, how do you feel like you had to adapt to being a single parent, then being a single father, and still trying to, do everything you need to do?
I had to not be so tough. I had to learn she's still a little girl though. She's still a flower. She's still a lady. Well, she's growing into it. She's still, and I still got to sprinkle that flower. But it's a fine line you got to walk through. With a boy, I can rough his ass up. You'll be okay. With that girl, I have to realize my tongue is sharper than double-edged sword. So I can cut her real deep and not even know it, and she's packing that emotion. And it might take it out on, not take it out in like fighting, but go seek love, or seek that attention that she think I'm pushing her away. So it's a fine line you gotta walk with the girls. Yeah. Because again, they sensitive. They're sensitive. And I'm not saying they're sensitive in a way, in a negative way. It's just you they daddy. You her first love. So she's gonna be a little bit more sensitive towards you and the shit you say, shit you do. She's gonna be a little bit, it's gonna hit different with her. Coming from her dad. And
so, what made you see that though? Like, was it an experience that took place when you had to see
man, I had so many niggas talking to me. You right. You all right. What you saying? But the delivery all fucked up. Yeah, see, people had to tell me, because I didn't know. See, because I'm going off the way I was raised.
Right. Because you're a boy, your dad had to talk to you.
Yeah, and then my mom no push over. Yeah. She's like a nigga, like straight up. But yeah, I had to learn how to, you gotta learn how to straddle that fence with a little girl. Cause like I say, you still want them. I don't never want to get it. Cause I got an Avion into a mode. She would talk to my daddy, and I'm talking to her. She don't want to talk. Now we back. She'll talk, but you don't want to get your daughter shut down to where she can't talk to you, where she can't have a conversation with you. Cause then she didn't have a conversation with somebody else, but then they might be giving us some wrong shit. You won't always keep them talking. So that's what made me realize it, and I would see her attitude and the way I would, even though and then she told me, actually, she said, Daddy, I get what you're saying. All right, and this was the breakthrough. She said, I get what you're saying, but you ain't got to be so, the way you're saying, you ain't got to say this, you ain't got to do this with it. But I do get what you're saying and why you're saying it, and because I do some things. Right. And so when she said with us, now we creating dialogue, we made a breakthrough. So that's what made me realize it. And there's probably a few more examples, but those two are going to reach out to me. It's coming to my head right now.
Okay. And that's what I was going to say. I'm pretty sure the life experiences as a whole, with you showing her different things and she's seeing you do other things, like what is it something that you try to exemplify in front of her? Because like you said, you were the first love. So whatever you do, however you move, like all of those things are going to impact her when she decides who she wants to be with in the future.
I show everything I do. I deny one thing I don't hide nothing. I'm gonna tell you, I show everything. So, and I do that because I live a very complex and versatile life. She needs to learn how to, you can't be a one-trick pony. Right. You gotta learn how to maneuver, dip, move, because this world is not the same as in the 50s where you can have one hustle and you're okay. Right. You gotta learn how to be diplomatic with people. Like, if she was, I probably want to bring her up here to show her this life. I brought her to the studio one time, but certain environments you got to be careful with when you want to bring her with. But I show her things. I show her what I'm doing. Instead of telling her, I just bring her around.
Okay. So you feel like the hands-on portion is important?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, talk is cheap.
No, it is. And then a lot of times we feel like they not listening, but they are. Or we feel like we did something and they ain't really notice it. But it's been times where even my son, he 8, and he'll say something that I know that happened way when he was like 4 or something. I'm like, and it's like you just have to be self-aware and really like self-regulate. You have to make sure that everything you're doing is on point, because it's rough. And I just want to commend you and other fathers that I know that are doing it by themselves, and I don't feel like it's capitalized enough. So I appreciate you for coming on the platform and talking to us as well. So is there something that that you want to say in regards to that, to kind of like give somebody like a push, because some guys don't have anybody to really talk to about it, and they feel like, oh, well, don't nobody care about single fathers, it's all about the mothers.
Open your mouth. Yeah. Closed mouth don't get fed. Open your mouth. I mean, I'm sorry, but there's been plenty of times I gotta call my granny. What the fuck am I doing wrong? Oh, I gotta call somebody. Open your mouth. Pride is one of the seven verses that he said. Open your goddamn mouth. It takes a village. You can't do this by yourself. Even though you got full custody, you still gonna need some help. You might want to talk to some women. You might want to talk. You see how that baby feel it, because we can't. As a man, we can't register how y'all feel. But if I talk to another woman about, how should I play this out with my child? And she gonna give me some scenario. I'm gonna talk to granny about it. I'm gonna talk to my mom about it, and somewhere it's gonna be some common ground.
Right. Yeah.
And but again, I can't get that if I'm just sitting over there. Oh, and prayer. I mean, you know, ask for guidance from me. I'm sorry. Ask for, oh Lord, you gotta ask for guidance first, and then that opens up all that stuff. Of course. Like that. Yeah. Okay. But you sitting there just trying to figure it out, you'll lose your mind. Because this shit don't come with a handle.
No, it don't. That's for sure. And so, there's something else I wanted to ask you. Well, I have a lot of questions, actually. So, is this something like this off the top of your head? What have you done that you feel like you could have done better outside of what you noticed? Just something that you probably didn't pick up on at first, even without her showing you or saying something.
That's a good one. Maybe brought somebody around her that didn't work out. Maybe that's a good one. Ask that one again. Let me do that one more time.
So
that was a good one.
Throughout life, you've done different things. You've shown her things. You've told her things. She's probably seen things when she's not with you. So it's like, what have you done that you feel like you could have done better or presented to her in a better way? Because outside of what we say, because we say a lot to her.
Okay. On that one, some of the words I have told, some of the things I have, words cut deep. Some of the things, but I have learned, but you learn from it too. Some of the words I have told, some of the way I've delivered some messages. I have to, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, discipline is needed.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think, I ain't never disciplined me on the way I got it. I think we got abused, to be honest with you. But Avion gets that. I mean, she gets that belt.
Yeah.
But it was one time when I lost and it was legit where I lost it. But I had to catch myself. I pinned her against the wall. It was pinned her. I didn't do nothing. I said, but I caught myself.
Yeah.
And I had to realize, let me go back and handle this the right way. I apologize. I ain't like everything was warranted. But I shouldn't have did that. So let me apologize to you for that. But if I could take that back, because I could have just got the belt. But my emotions got the best. Right. So that's when I learned as a parent, period. Man, these kids gonna do stuff, but you gotta catch that emotion real quick. Mm-hmm. One thing my mama used to tell me, son, you about to get your ass whipped, okay? There's no way around it. But I can't whip your ass while I'm mad.
Right.
I get it now. But So I still got my ass whooped, but it maybe it was 5 hours later.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the best example I can speak on that one.
And I guess in a sense, it's a thing that happens like often because everybody was brought up differently, and so I know like with when I was married, you know, it was just kind of their way of parenting and then my way of parenting, but it's all based on your upbringing. It's based on what you experienced, what you saw, how you did things, and it's kind of like how you show love, because everybody show love.
There you go.
And then like with the love languages and all of those things, it's important I feel like, for kids to see different ones. You know what I'm saying? Because just because I may not buy you all of these things, that don't mean I don't want you to have nice things. But just because I do buy you all these things, that don't mean I'm really showing attentiveness to you. I'm just doing something so you can shut up or you can be busy or keep you busy. And I feel like we don't understand all the time that the kids are picking up on it. Like the older they get, like each generation is smarter and smarter and smarter. Like they getting sharp. Like it's stuff that I can't do on my iPad at all. And my 8-year-old will get on there and I'm like, when did you even get on the iPad? You know what I'm saying? Like you asking all these questions because they see these things. You can't keep them from seeing these things half the time. Because even if I don't show them this stuff, somebody else is. If I don't explain this to them, somebody gonna explain it. And like you said, you don't want them to learn something that you wouldn't support, especially because you want to always have them like on track. I feel like, to me, I want my children to be on track and thriving in life, whatever they look like to me. I've shown that I wanted them to do certain stuff, but it's like, okay, if they don't want to do that, they're not gonna really try to be good at it because they don't even want to do it, you know. So it's just what do you think about that?
But it might sound fucked up. I do want you to bump your head a few times, though.
Okay.
I do want you to bump your head a few times because you gotta learn. That's when we gonna correct it. But I mean, because by you bumping your head a few times, that's a lesson learned. So it might not sound right, but I do want. And maybe I'm not bumped her head a few times, and then she was like, "Daddy, now I get it."
Right.
But so. Not I do, but that's human nature. You're gonna bump your head, but I do want it because now we can talk about it. Mm-hmm. Where did you go wrong? What was your thought process behind it? Why did you even think that way? Now we opening it up. So it takes me to bump your head. At least for me in my DNA, I had to bump my head to learn. Now my daughter's a lot better than me because I bumped my head enough to figure it out, but I kept bumping my damn head. Yeah, shit. Yeah, they got way smarter than me. You only take somebody one time, right? That's enough. So she got me already.
All right, and so so I was my Truthful Thursday. I don't know if everybody caught it, but y'all can go and look at it because it's on there. So my Truthful Thursday was inspiration versus motivation. And my aunt sent me something, and they were saying how, like, motivation is temporary. You know, it's that moment, they say these things, okay, cool, I liked it, it was nice, but the next few days, you'll be back to the same stuff, or it's like you never even heard it at all. And so my thing was, I get it. Inspiration is important, but you usually get inspired by what motivated you. So it's kind of like, what is your view on that?
But what you asking me? What
motivation versus inspiration.
Oh.
Like, how do you feel like you exemplified it for her and, you know, people around you? Because, you know, everybody's looking at you one way or another. You don't think you're a mentor, but you're a whole mentor, and somebody calling you uncle and brother.
That's
Somebody, we got somebody in the crowd.
It's kind of more. It's kind of more lead by example. It's kind of more lead by example. Okay. My motivation is her. My motivation is when her hand was